Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. I, Drawley, Butterscorch, Chipper Phoenix, and Dark Skull. Quishy, yeah, welcome in. Welcome in. How are you guys doing this morning or afternoon? Hey, Tough Abraham, what's going on? How are you doing? I am going to jump in. We're painting some Votann. We'll work on these, Thunderkin. That's what we're working on today. So I'm going to start with some burnt orange, and we're going to get cloth. And what we're going to try to do is paint from the inside out. And I have painted many of these minis. I want to say I've painted more than 20 of these minis over the years. And I think I've maybe have a system down. Let's see, I got some example pictures up from myself of previous ones I've painted. But we're just going to go ahead and get started. So I primed these minis and I base coated them silver. We're using this burnt orange for cloth. Back to working on your night. Very nice. Very nice. John Lockridge, what's going on? How you guys doing? You can chew a little, bro. Thanks. Appreciate it. Some painted models and bleh, depression. Dog has you, yeah. Find something creative to do. It might help you a little bit. Too bad though. What happens if I mess up? I fix the mistake. That's what happens. Because I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes on these minis. But it's really about like minimizing, your mistakes. But the nice thing about painting is you can always go back and do touch-ups and fix your mistakes. So that's what you do. I do like to say that painting miniatures, especially, I can't speak for other mediums, but painting minis is essentially just fixing your mistakes until you feel like it's good enough, and you're done. Doing okay? Pretty tired, long day yesterday. Yeah. Oh, you're in West Virginia. That sounds horrible. I'd be tired too if I had to spend the day in West Virginia. I think I'm going to be most careful about is not getting paint on the silver as much as possible so that the details that'll stay silver. And if we can avoid that, we'll be in a pretty good spot. But I mean, it's fairly inevitable. Mistakes, just happy accidents. Yeah, exactly. Wife gonna let me buy a little storage container style office. Facebook Marketplace, move our hobby area into. Oh, interesting. Just a straight up like separate little building or whatever. What's up, Lou? How you doing? It's a crazy idea. That sounds cool though. With these minis, there are inevitably mistakes. These ones in particular are they're so like weirdly layered and everything that it's near impossible to not make a mistake. But we're not painting a big group, it's just 3 of them. That's it for the orange, though. We'll shed for hobby, yes please, yeah. As long as it has like temperature control. Just head out there in the winter. AC unit, voila. Dang. That's really crazy. When I was a younger teenager in this hobby, I shared a bedroom with my brother, one of my brothers, and my parents let me take over part of the garage. We had like a weird like large garage, just like an old house, but we had this old garage was kind of like separated into 2 spots, so I got like the back part of the far end of the garage, and they let me have that and set up like a desk and keep my stuff out there and everything. So yeah, I remember I would go out there. I'd be out there for like hours, just like painting minis and stuff. And that's what I would do. I think I would do that. Was before, like, you know, didn't have smartphones or anything. I feel like I would sit out there just in silence, just painting a lot of the time. You must love those minis to paint so many of them, yeah. But it really was just like a dingy old garage that I had to send to paint. Yeah, yeah. I can't remember if I like had music playing. Maybe I would, but like I had like a CD player at the time. Maybe I had like a radio or something out there I could listen to. Yeah, that does sound nice for us to hobby in. Kids make it impossible and all our stuff is in the basement. Yeah. I assume it's cheaper and easier to get the hobby shed than it is to fix up or finish the basement, right? I live in a bi-level, so the basement like came finished, just like part of the house. Gotta make mistakes. Correct it all eventually. Voice. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Chipper Phoenix. You guys playing? You guys are playing Played Up tonight. Is that right on stream? Oh, nice butterscorch. Yeah, use as many pieces as you can from that set. Nice. I think I'm gonna take Thursday night. Might lurk in your stream and then be antisocial for an evening. Hydro, how you doing? How's your day been? As long as you vote in okay, alright. Try. What time are you guys starting? So my son has soccer practice tonight. Jump in when I can. You need a coworker for lunch. Nice. All right. Hopefully that's nice. You work from home though, so like, yeah, actually seeing a coworker is probably a much bigger deal than if you were like in the office, right? Brush doesn't hold a point.
First of all,
very much a
thank you for allowing me back into your home.
Seen better days on this one. Hey, what's up, Ghostfish? Thank you for the follow. How you doing? 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Nice. Me, oh my gosh. You think Goliath gang scheme is out there enough to... Whoa, what? Fit Necromunda. Hold on. What do you mean? Let me see. I'm not super familiar with specific color schemes. It's a Goliath. Let's see. Ugh, Games Workshop site is so hard to figure out like how to find stuff. No, I don't want to shop the rules. Shop miniature kits or House Goliath. Okay. It's out there enough. What do you... I'm not sure the part of your question, Mydro. I could just be reading it wrong. Do you think the Goliath game scheme is out there enough to what? Not just like black and red as a color scheme. Okay, alright. What's up, Star Laser? How you doing? Oh, to fit into Necromunda. I mean, they are Necromundan, right? Did you post minis? No. Oh, I see your Goliath scheme. The orange and the green. Yeah. No, I think it's great. No, that's incredible with the green and black stripes. You're doing clown mask makeup on him? Sorry, I've been out and about, so I haven't quite got to go through Discord. Man, I love these color schemes though. Holy cow. Look how bright that palinite is. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. I'm pretty sure there are gangs in Necromunda that are like clown people. So, it's not even like out of place in the lore. I would say the very worst thing that could happen is somebody who collects a Goliath gang sees it and they just become like so enraged, and that sounds loreful for someone from House Goliath getting upset about things irrationally. So I think it's a win-win. I don't see any issues. But no, the mini looks great though. And the orange, black, and green is a great color scheme. Okay, so we got the first parts. Let's get this guy here again. Let's get a slightly smaller brush. Try not to be as erratic. Yeah, no problem. And the lunch. All right, have a good lunch. Discord and they're sharing painting. Welcome, place, share, feedback, always welcome. Yeah. And my draw is always super encouraging, right? You're talking to me or my draw? My draw is like, he is like the most positive dude in that Discord. But painting Trench Crusade, very nice. Okay. Oh, thanks, man. I don't think I'm the one that makes it a great place to be. I think it's everybody else in the Discord. The backing from the missile launcher to make a thoroughly impractical exhaust vents coming out of the shield. Yeah. Nice. Is setting the example? Sure. Yeah. I'm just super chill, I guess. So I'm just like people start to fight. I'm like, we don't do that here, guys. Yeah, that's true. Utterly impractical is like the motto of 40K design. Get a second coat on these. Any of that silver shining through. I think we'll go bone next. And then black. And then it's a lot of little colors, and then, yeah, black will take a while though. Try to knock out these base colors super quick. I don't think I've ever painted so few of these minis at one time, so it's normally 6 or more. The cavity's filled today. Oh yeah, yeah, you're dealing with that, Star Laser. That's no fun. A fun fact for those of you who brush and floss and maybe still have cavities. I'm not sure if who knows this or not, but did you know it's better for your teeth that if you do not rinse your mouth out after you brush your teeth? It's better at preventing cavities to let the toothpaste sit after you brush for about 15 minutes because of the fluoride. It's time to do its thing. Your mouth is full. Well, you can spit out the toothpaste. But just don't rinse it. Don't rinse or eat or drink anything. Yes, cultured American, drink the toothpaste. Okay. We got 2 coats there. Let's back to our first dude. We're gonna get our bone color here. Hold on, I can get some more light going in a second. There we go. Tasty, tasty toothpaste, yep. Yeah, you spit out, you don't rinse. Yeah, anything with like fluoride, if you want it to help your teeth, you, the key is you don't rinse it out right away. You guys remember the movie Dodgeball? And Vince Vaughn in the beginning of that movie, he brushes his teeth and then he swishes it with a yoo-hoo and then swallows, he drinks the yoo-hoo to rinse his mouth. I always thought that was really impressive. Just painting bone. So blue, I played some Splintered Fate, some TMNT with Raja yesterday, or last night during the hangout. And his first time firing up the game, and I took him through and we beat Shredder on like first try. That was great. So he went way too far through the game, way too fast, I think. Yeah, it seemed like he really enjoyed it though. So one of these days we'll get all of this. I had a crazy good build though. Aim up to the rooftop so we lost her. Oh dang, yeah. You got all 3 of you guys playing? That's cool. Does it take forever with like a 3-person game? We did another run, and we were trying to do the challenge mode bosses. I know, I know. That's the dream, getting the whole team. Uh, but so we were doing like the challenge mode or the hard mode bosses, and we got to the is it Leatherback? Is that his name, or Leatherneck, or I can't remember his name. The alligator guy. Um, and Raja died pretty quick, and so I was stuck there fighting him, and I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna win this." Leatherhead, that's what it is, and it took forever. It was a pretty miserable grind, just killing that one boss. And we got to Shredder. I was trying to do the same thing, and it was taking way too long. Eventually, he got me. Yeah, yeah. You definitely don't want to do those challenge runs on the first try. Impressions coming together. Nice. Nice, Squishy. Frankie Fingers. Good morning. How you doing? I don't know who needs to hear this as a reminder, but Mother's Day is this weekend. So, if you haven't thought of something to get or to do for the mother in your life or mothers in your life, now's the time. These are not quite the Terminator equivalents. I think those are called like Hearthkin. These are the Thunderkin, so they're like the big heavy weapon guys that like Deep Strike or something. So, start on dinner soon? Okay, alright, that's cool. No worries at all. Yeah, and they have conversion beamers, what these ones are equipped with. Else, I need the chest plate, and I need these things, this backpack, and it's kind of all the way down here. That might be it for this bone color. Did I ever turn down the music? I never turned down the music. My bad, guys. Hold on. Music's a little too loud. Why is the music so loud in my ear? Morning, Jaded Valkyrie. How are you doing today? Doing okay. Alright. I'm doing pretty well. I'm still super sore. The gym on Tuesday just completely wrecked me, and I'm not recovering as fast as I wish I did. That's alright. Get over it. I have potentially my electricity being shut off tomorrow for most of the day. I'm probably gonna have to deal with that, but someone's coming to do a bunch of repairs in our house. The chess piece. So I'm just hoping that they're able to they're not shutting off the power, they're actually dropping the power line that connects to our house temporarily, and they have to put it back up. But I'm hoping that they're able to do all that in the same day. Sore too? Fix fast is gonna suck. Yeah, on a Friday. Yeah. You know, at least it's not like a stream day. But yeah, I might have to find some things to do. The guy doing the repair told me it should only take a couple hours. So hopefully it gets here early enough and get work started. But it's messing with like electrical stuff, and I don't want to mess with electrical things. So even if it is like completely shut off and dead, it's not my jam. I don't know if I told you guys about my AC heating company. We have this company where we pay every year. It's like $100 a year, and they come out twice a year, and they clean our system, and they do like inspections, and they tell us like if things need done or whatever. And last year, that's the wrong thing. And yeah, exactly. Last year they came out. It was like maybe in the spring. It may have been in the spring. But they came out, and the guy was like, you know, your system's getting old. Okay, yeah, it is. It's 12 years old at this point, and so it's getting old. He's like, things are gonna start failing, and it's gonna cost a lot to replace it, you know, and like we can fix it, and I'll give you a quote on fixing, like, you know, these parts here, but you might want to replace your system. So okay, yeah, sure. So he gave us a quote, and it was like $2,300 to fix the current issues that cropped up. I was like, okay, that's a lot of money. How much is it for a new system? So I had a guy come out, a salesman. Man, I hate dealing with salespeople, but salesman came out, and he was fine until like the very end, and then it just got weird. But a new furnace system and heat pump for us. It was like $17,000. And I was like, holy crap. Like, absolutely not. Like, that's a new car. Like, I'm not putting a car payment into my house. Like, I can't do that. So, with some wonderful help from Zendral, actually, the quote for the repairs, it was certain parts to replace. And the man, I hate homeownership. Oh, I hate it. But Zen actually looked up the part numbers and just found like the OEM parts. And I bought all of the parts for like $150 for this $2,300 repair. And my dad was actually coming up. My mom and dad were coming up from, they live out of state. And they came up. My dad actually, he spent an afternoon. It was like 35 minutes, and put all the parts in, except one part didn't come in yet. It hadn't come in by the time he got there. But he put all the parts in, like half an hour. And it was great. It was easy. He showed me how to do it too, and I was like, yeah, cool. All right, this is easy. It's a lot of just, disconnect your system. There's a specific disconnect for it, and then you go through and you, yeah, it's just like unplugging and plugging things in. That's all it is. What's up, Groovy? Last part came in, and Zen actually came over and helped me replace that part. So we did all the parts, free labor, and I spent about $150 and $2,300 in repairs. And I was like, man, yeah, my dad really does like save the day. Yeah. So I was really curious what this company would say when they came back out to clean our system, if they would make a comment on the parts that were replaced that they have in their notes, like this needs fixed or whatever. Yeah, I wonder what they would say. Well, the guy came out. He does everything, and he's out there checking on things, and he gives me the spiel of, yeah, your system's old. It's 12 years old. So things are going to start happening, and I found these problems, and I got the bacterial growth spiel on like one of the parts, and and he's like, yeah, and we can clean it, and this part or these two parts need replaced in your heat pump, and then he looks at me and he's like, look, I saw what you did on your own system. You look like a guy who's handy. So I'll just tell you can buy these parts for about $100 and just do it yourself. He's like, but here's the quote for us to do it. And it was like another $2,000 quote. And I was like, whoa. I was like, the power of just doing one thing, and the guy sees it and he just stops trying to sell me things. Like, I absolutely will do this, because he gave me the estimate or whatever, and the estimate has the part numbers on it for like what they're replacing. And I was like, sweet. And he even told me how to clean the system, like the bacterial growth that's in the system. And he's like, hey, just do this. You go buy this product. He's like, it's like $6 for an aerosol can, and you just replace it, or you just like spray it in there, and you wipe it down and everything. And so I did that. I still have to get those parts and fix the furnace. But you want to talk about I wasn't the one that did much of the work, when I did the thing, but man, I have never felt more manly, I feel like, than an actual and those like HVAC dudes, like, they are very serious about HVAC. Like, if you guys have met those people, right, they are like, this is life, and every single guy I've met that works in HVAC are like, they're crazy about it. And the fact that one of those dudes are just like, you seem like you know what you're doing, so you can just go ahead and do this, and he wasn't like trying to give me a whole song and dance on it. I haven't done that since I bought it. Yeah. Painters are like that as well. Are they really? Oh my gosh, yeah. Gets me to fix things when I come over for Christmas, because they'll charge the ever-living crap out of anything. Yeah. New lights, $500 a new light switch. That's insane. I got adopted by the trade. Yeah, I'm a guys. I'm a an official, unofficial HVAC tech now because I replaced a couple electrical boxes in my heat pump and a blower motor piece. Opposite with cars. Often like you worked on this yourself. Yeah, I feel like cars are different. Yeah. My dad has many opinions about people working on their cars and stuff. So, or I mean, my dad has opinions on people working on their house, on doing like home improvement. Especially when my parents have bought a house and you can tell like someone did the work themselves, and he gets so mad about it because everybody always does a crappy job on everything they do for some reason. I was born in it, yeah. Good enough for apprenticeship, yeah. New career, it's the HVAC dad. I'm gonna keep streaming, but every single stream is just gonna be a conversation about HVAC topics, because that's what HVAC guys are like. HVAC painting stream. Just painting an HVAC unit. Yeah. Just in my utility room. People had a guy talking to me about static pressure and heat transfer. Yeah, exactly. See, he's an HVAC guy, so all he's gonna do is talk about HVAC with you. Yeah, you see, that's the thing. My brother-in-law is he's an HVAC tech, and that's literally the one topic he will talk about, and he's like very serious about it. Questioning your judgment on Star Wars movies. You can't question the HVAC tech, man. It's not allowed. I, for one, appreciate the realism of a movie about a trade dispute causing a war. Working to furnace. Oh, okay, yeah. Auto repair. She lives. Yeah, just rip out. Oh yeah, that sounds like a Florida thing, or just a retirement community thing. Or physical security on a space station. Yeah, well, when you think you're invulnerable, you kind of don't care to pay for the extra security. Tale as old as time. Yeah, Florida. Yep. Florida is one giant old folks home, basically. No offense to anyone who lives in Florida who's not in a retirement community here, but. See business. There's a neighbor down the street who does plumbing. We have an electrician. We'd be set. You guys would be ready for the apocalypse, right? You're like, listen, we don't have the strongest fighters, or the survivalists, but we will literally build a compound that will have fully functional everything and live in complete comfort. Like to know where my water comes into the house. Oh yeah, yep. Hello, Floridian here. Sorry, Star Laser. My parents lived in Florida for a few years, and they lived in a I don't know if you call it a retirement community, but it was like one of those. Everybody has like a double wide, and it was a nicer community, but it was definitely like a senior community. They were also among the youngest people there, and yeah, I felt like everything about that place was just old people drama, and then like people getting ripped off. So firefighters and nurse, so we have most of that. Dang, all right. Street. Oh, that's too bad. Someone who can distill and make fuel. Yeah, the 55 and up places. Okay. Next mini, I got his leg guard, yeah. Moving how we can. Neighborhood parties. Go meet everyone. Yeah, no, man, I don't care for the people in my neighborhood for the most part. The one neighbor we do like she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's last year, and she's kind of declining pretty rapidly, which is sad. I think next week is going to be a more Votann painting through the week. Oh, Frankie, your Twitch died again? Jeez. What is up with Twitch today? Is it like a Twitch thing going on? The leg will get this piece. Reload the player. Okay, I had a couple dropped frames. I hope it's not going to be an issue, but it wasn't a lot. You had to get through a Meow Mix commercial? Okay, so speaking of Meow Mix, that reminds me. One thing I do to annoy my son is I find annoying like jingles to sing, and I'll make up words to them. I've done that since he was like a baby, and you get laughs, so you keep doing it. And now he just gets annoyed by him, but it's still funny to me, so I keep doing it. Well, I started singing the Meow Mix song. You guys know what I'm talking about? if they still do it. I don't know. I haven't seen a Meow Mix commercial in I don't know how long. But I started singing that, and my son, yeah. My son had no idea. Which, of course, he wouldn't. He doesn't watch like TV commercials. So, so I was explaining to him, like, yeah, there was a commercial for cat food, and they had this song, and this was the song. And he's like, I don't think that's real. And I was like, all right, ask your mother. Like, we can ask her and see if she knows, and then we'll see what's right. So, painting wife comes to the room, and I'm like, hey, like, what's the Meow Mix song? So she starts singing it, and he's like, what? Oh, weird, Groovy. Why did commercials get all weird? Sometimes real life is stranger than fiction. Yeah, like a K-pop Demon Hunters one, yeah. Next week we'll paint Votann. Be cool if we could finish the Votann. I have 6 models, plus there is a land fortress, a Hecaton land fortress that is partially painted already, that I am going to try to make it look extra cool. So I'll put a lot of time into it. The fruit-flavored Mentos are great. Take commission for 20 Rough Riders. Nice. That's a lot. They're the newer plastic ones. I have not painted those, but they seem like they have a ton of details on them. Seem like they might be difficult to paint, or at least very time-consuming. Like Mentos with a little antacid flavor. That's not bad though. Pretty decent antacid. If it can taste like Mentos. Yeah, but I really have to work on some Star Wars minis in my free time. Can't be Can't be bringing droids or clones to the League. I gotta bring my rebels, so make sure they're ready. Idiocracy a while back? Oh no. Yeah. I watched Idiocracy maybe last year. I think it's free on YouTube. And yeah, a terrifyingly relevant movie. Alright. First coat of bone here. I actually missed a little orange. I'm going to put a little orange on this mini. It's battle droids together for Shatterpoint. So close to losing on a mini. Oh no. I have never assembled battle droids for Shatterpoint, but I have 56 of them or 60 something of them. I lost count at some point, but I have a lot of them for Star Wars Legion. So I remember people just getting furious that the heads of the droids were in two parts. Yeah, the question with Idiocracy is like, it's prophetic, but is that can we stop that from happening? Is it too late? That's what I wonder. This depends on how World War III goes. The government with enough political power to sweep away the old regime and go after the source of problems. Yeah. which, you know, I assume, I am not an expert on these things, but I assume that's fairly difficult to do. Not impossible, but difficult. About needing custom designs, futuristic, also comedically stupid to get the shoes. I found the designer that looks so dumb. There's no way people would wear them. They were Crocs. Oh yeah, then the Crocs came from that. Yeah. Look at them now. That was the warning sign when Crocs became popular. Got the Great Gargant. Let's see. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's such a classic looking mini. He got the ruler next to it for scale. Dang. Crazy. It's a huge mini. Was that resin? Did you print that in resin? Difficult, borderline possible. So you had to blend until you get to yeah, exactly, Jaded. Yeah, it would take so much. It's like the system is built like that. FDM. Okay. Okay. Yeah, some of the smaller details you paint in, or you print in resin. Makes sense. Yeah, the gun placement on that Gargant is always suspicious, but listen, man, the orcs want you to know they're packing heat. Absolutely do not want it. Yeah. Yep. What's the saying? The people that desire power are the ones that should be furthest from it. Something along those lines. Bragging rights for the 5 minutes of life they've got left. Uh, yeah, gotta be honest. The gun placement doesn't seem very practical. Like, what if the target's on a hill or like a somewhat higher elevation than you are? That's true. Yeah, cleanliness is important. So orcs believe it does. Yeah, why the gun placement works. Just that simple. Yeah, the lift to droppa, just lifting tanks and dropping them, or throwing them at things. Yeah, it's cool. When is the next GW like announcement stream? I'm curious when that is. Yeah, I saw the Tyranid faction focus. Yep. Probably a chaos one tomorrow. Man, you know, it's pretty crazy how I remember when 10th was coming out, how excited I was, looking forward to like the faction focuses and everything, and they were previewing rules and trying to find all the leaks and stuff, and like I haven't been able to care that much about 11th. Like I've skimmed all of the faction focus articles because I feel like I should be at least acknowledging them. But that's the most I've gotten. Okay. Coal black is our next color. Argad. Toss around Scout Titans. Nice. Okay. This mini. Got our coal black. Pieces. Boots, knee pads, elbow pads. Cabling. That all sounds right. Okay. We do the gun first. Get the gun on all three of them, then we'll go around and get all the other details. That's what we'll do. Let's see. Most of the gun is black. Going some of the silver details we might just have to paint back in. Okay. Gun. Base coated in black. Get the other one. Or the next one. Has anyone here played the new Here's Might and Magic game yet? Golden Era? It's out on early access. And until the 14th, it's got a little discount on it, so it's $30 instead of $40. Which is kind of nice. So I played a little bit. Played for a couple hours the other night, and then I played for maybe half an hour last night. New game is the TMNT game. Have you played any more, Raja? The game is fun though, right? Blue found a real gem in that game. Super Metroid, a new emulator that uses GPU. Oh, cool. All right. Can't today. Probably tomorrow. Yeah. We need to convince Blue to play on stream tomorrow, so then we can all play together. That's what we should do. I never played Metroid games. I think this evening, if I have time, I'm going to do some painting in solitude, and it's going to be nice. Wait, 1 point. Okay, yeah, sure, all right. You could have told me it was Super Metroid 35. I wouldn't have known the difference. It's cool though. Playing on an emulator. Hollow Knight. Okay, okay. Yeah, I've never been terribly interested in those like that style of game. It's just not something I grew up with, and then I never caught on later with me. Cabling and boots. Working on this step. to Elden Ring? Oh, nice. Okay. We have some browns, we have bronzes, silver touch-ups, and reds too. As a base coat. We'll get washes on and kind of see where we are from there. There are 2 washes. One is going to be a diluted sepia to go over bone color. And the other will be black wash to go over a lot of the silvers and metallics and such. Set the movie. A movie for what, Elden Ring? Oh, cool. You guys are making an Elden Ring movie. Hopefully it's good. Video game movies, very hit or miss. They normally miss. So. Sets of cabling done. sample, making it know the material and all. Yeah. Right, right. Yeah, sometimes the producers don't care about the material, right? Like they'll get final say. And if their opinions are garbage, then it's too bad. Okay, boots and cabling are done. Let's get out a smaller brush. We're gonna get knee pads, elbow pads, and then we'll get his front leg roll cage painted. Okay, we got those parts. I'm going to take a closer look here now. I'll do those first. Shoulder pads, knee pads, roll cage bumpers. I don't know what those are. And then we'll see what else we have after those parts. Get his other elbow pad. No, it's not you. Yeah, oops, I did get both of them. Who's that? I'm not sure who that is. Those are the worst video game adaptations. Okay, well. Good to know he stopped getting them. goggles need to be painted black. On the two of them. The third one's a robot. Doesn't have goggles. So that won't matter as much. Okay, those goggles. Let's get the other goggles. And then we're going to see what color we're painting next. Probably some bronze. We don't have much bronze. Brown would be more coverage on the brown. We do the brown first. Just getting these base colors down. Like base colors are like 90% of the work in any paint job. Okay, using black brown. There's belts, leg straps, and hats. I think that's everything that gets painted brown. belt. This belt sits pretty far in there. I probably should have painted that earlier in the steps, but that's okay. Okay. Start on this guy. This guy, actually, I missed a spot. Pants here. Get that and I'll come back to you. They get full goth. Which color scheme were the goths? Red, black, white. Okay, so like classic orcs. Love it. Yeah, that works great. That guy's that bad, huh? The video game movie guy. Bad at being a decent human being. Okay, yeah, just all of it then, huh? Wow. Too bad for that guy. So green, yellow, white, Eldar purples. Yeah, that makes sense. You have an army with greens and reds. Yeah. Is he like the Jared Leto of video game movies? Is that what you're telling me? Except people still keep hiring Jared Leto for things. Guy keeps falling off his sticky tack. Hold on, let me put on my new one. The old school bottles with the weird tops on them work better than the rounded top bottles. For some reason everything just kind of sticks a little better to those. Yeah, it's the indent. Yeah, it holds things better. And I think it's a different type of plastic also. And maybe the blue tack just sticks better to the older style plastic and not this new style polypropylene or whatever that is. Let's put a second coat on the hats here. Okay, just a little bit of light bronze. Okay, while we're waiting for that to dry, we will do some touch-ups with steel. Hey, what's up, Killicam? How you doing? Yourself for your own failures, bury them flamed. Oh, jeez, yeah, that kind of person, yeah. Well, good thing he's not getting movies to make then. Get some touch-ups going before I put a wash on these minis. Working about 2 hours. That's not bad. 2 hours working all the base colors down on these three. Fairly time-consuming minis to paint from the start, so everything we get done is something we don't have to do later. Worst career achievement? That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm familiar with like the Golden Raspberry Awards or whatever. What movies did he make? Okay, that's pretty good for the touch-ups on that guy. Next one. Yeah, we're just working through touch-ups, guys, on some base colors. Hey, Gazcole, what's going on? How you doing? I am sorry to question your education, Gazcole, but this is not a Yumi. This is a stunty. I don't think they would appreciate being called weak. I'm doing great. Also doing pretty good. Yeah. Hope you've been having a nice day. Okay, silver on that guy. Yeah, we're painting Votann for the next week or so. That's the plan. Try to finish these minis up soon, and yeah, after this little squad of Thunderkin, we just have the new character is at Barrack something, and then an Iron Master, Brokier Iron Master. That's all we got. And then, well, for completely unpainted minis, and then there's a partially painted Megaton Land Fortress that I am to go crazy with. So the Votann painting dad, basically. Yeah. Random question for you guys. Would you guys enjoy it if I did like live battles or streams occasionally? Like tabletop? It'd be like various games, but didn't have anything set. Squad vehicle only weigh an incredibly light load. If you ask me, I'd say it weighs a ton. Yeah, jeez. In all honesty, that'd be wild, a vehicle of that size weighing only a ton. Yep, thank you for that. No, it's appreciated. The painting Votann? No, I'm not a Votann. How dare you? How dare you call me a Votann, Chipper? Taller and more capable. That's right. Yep. I can reach the top shelf at the grocery store. I don't need to be called a Votann. There's a dwarven dad. I do like dwarves. I don't care for Votann too much. The dwarves are cool. Go on. There is man. This is ancient and possibly forbidden technology, but there might be a command to say a random quote from me, or to post a random quote from me. But it's not been used in an age, and there might be some sketchy quotes in there. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Oh, geez. All right. Man, good luck with that, my draw. Tell me that quote's not the truth, though. I'll do 4. Oh, 50-50. This is flow improver and wash. Very much a novice at. Yeah, I mean it's there's so much lore in that though. Like that's understandable. I believe that quote was more Warhammer 40k has never been a great game. I don't think there's like a subgroup of people that are like, man, Warhammer rules are so well written. The models are okay, the lore is okay, that's fine, but the rules are why I got into the game. Like I don't think that's a thing. And I would be shocked to meet someone who thinks that. Winnius is best boy, always stabbed Lorgar, and Trazen is the greatest meme lord. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yep. You got like 90% of it. Yeah, social aspect and painting. Yep. I knew a guy once, but he cheated? Yeah, okay. Alright. What a punk. I have met a couple cheaters in my day. 40k and 40k tournaments. And you're so petty you cheat a 40. It was the store owner. Is this store still around? I'd be surprised if it were, but yeah, weirdly enough, a lot of people feel like they need to cheat at 40k. Isn't or the oh geez, okay, all right. Are you implying that someone got mad enough at the store owner for cheating Warhammer that they, you know, ugh. Not quite the business owner that Luigi was talking about, but oh, they left town. All right, all right. A little less of an exciting story, but next player at the place I started playing, I was a cheater. The fact he felt the need to cheat against a newbie is like 5 games played says a lot. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I have taught many players how to play many different games. And there's something I learned when teaching people how to play games. When you're showing people their first game, you walk them through the game, right? One of the fundamental things you do is you try everything you can. Do 2 things. First, to make sure that person has a lot of fun while they're playing. And the other thing is to make sure that person wins the game. All right? It's pretty simple. If you want people to play the games you're into, you help them win their first game and help them feel good when they're playing the game, because then they'll more likely to want to come back and play it, right? So for myself, jumping into games and getting learning games with me trying to figure out games, I have learned something very different, which is most people who are teaching people how to play games go out of their way to completely stomp those people in those games. And it confuses me. I don't understand like why that's the thing people do when they're showing others games. Because like you want people to play those games, right? Yeah, you don't like just outright throw the game, right? But you create the situations, you help them make the good decisions. You know, you do stuff like that, all right? And maybe you don't play your, it's 40k. You're not playing your most powerful stratagems on your own units, when it would be a smart idea to do. Like, you don't do that kind of stuff to new people. So when I do that, and I do try my dice ignite, yeah, and that happens too, right? It happens when you're playing really relaxed and trying to help them win the game, and then your dice just completely crush the person or whatever. But it should never be a thing where the person isn't having fun because they can't do anything because you completely shut them down. That should not happen. You should be giving them choices, Or I've had moments teaching game where my dice go crazy and like I blow up a ship that they haven't got to use yet or something, and I just say like, hey, go ahead and shoot with it, like take a shot, let's see what would happen if your ship didn't die, and let's just keep it on the board and see, because that's a cool ship and you haven't got to use it to its full potential yet or whatever. Like, that's what we should be doing. Like, we can also no, it's not nerd drama, we're just ranting. Got nothing else to rant about. So yeah, when you teach new people, you make it a point so the person has fun and you try to get them to win. That's what you do. Teaching my mom D&D. Kibashed a lot of rolls. Really, hers and mine. Just to make sure she actually enjoyed the game. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, D&D is good too because, especially as like the DM, you can roll behind a screen, right? And you can just kind of make up what happens for the fun of it. And honestly, guys, we can do that with Warhammer too. You can fudge things on dice. Right, especially someone's first game. And I think anybody who's played Warhammer here knows that it takes you 50 games before you learn all the rules. At a minimum, right? And you still look stuff up. We don't have to play every single rule exactly right with a new player. Yeah, let people take actions back. Modified die roll. You're like, hey, I shot at you. Like, this is going to kill this whole squad, and I don't want to do that. Like, I'm going to, let's just say half of them wounded or something. Stuff like that. And, when crazy things happen, something gets one shot, something big, and it blows up, like, make it fun and, laugh about it, right? Don't laugh at the person, but laugh about crazy situation and crazy things happening. If roll behind a screen. But when I am DMing during, or when I'm DMing, I'll outright say, we're not using that. Okay, yeah. I DM'd a campaign for my wife and son a few summers ago. My son wanted to learn how to play D&D. And so I DM'd a campaign, and I rolled dice behind the screen. But I also did a lot of like, yeah, we're not doing that this time. Like, this is confusing, and this boy is 7 years old. Like, we're not playing that, or like, I'm not gonna outright kill characters from a bad roll or whatever. Okay, we got that sepia washed down. It's a good deal. I'm gonna run this guy into the open so you can charge him. Yep, yeah, blue. Those are the things to do. Like, mess around and be like, hey, I want to show you how this works. Yeah, we were doing that. I was playing a game of 5th edition 40k a couple months ago, and I was playing my Dark Eldar against Tyranids, and in 5th edition, Dark Eldar they completely crushed Tyranids. It's like such a weird, hard counter against all the Tyranid rules, and my opponent didn't really believe me, but we were playing stuff, and there were a couple like little things, like there was one thing like he failed a charge through difficult terrain with like his hive tyrant that would have died next turn, like to my shooting, and there were a couple little charges like that, or like a big roll that was missed or whatever, and I just told him like, dude, just make the charge. Like, this game is not exactly the hard counter I'd expect. Okay, all right. But yeah, so I would just like let him take the moves so he could roll the dice, like haven't put your minis on the table for this game in how many years, so We're gonna make sure we actually have some fun with it. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. Say things and just blame Puerto Rico. That's not fair. I know what that's talking about. Oh, that's so funny. They have no lore attachment. No, it was just the rules interactions. Everything the Dark Eldar had could wound everything the Tyranids had on a 4+ or better, because poison weapons would wound anything like organic, anything like any non-vehicle on a 4+. So like all my basic troops are wounding monsters on a 4+, and then anything that wasn't poisoned was high strength and AP2. And Tyranids they don't have invulnerable saves on almost all their units, so they don't have chances to save stuff, and they don't have any 2-up saves anyway. It's all 3-up or worse. So yeah, and lots of fast stuff at higher initiative than Tyranid stuff. Lots of low strength attacks and melee, which was good against the chaff. My Archon, my commander, had a crazy instant death sword combined with a weapon that if I killed a monster or a character, I would double my strength until the end of the game. And you could use that multiple times. So I remember my commander by the end of the game was strength 10 with a sword that if I wounded with anything, it would just instant kill things. So it was crazy. Am I in? How many times I've done? Yeah, I have a quote command we were talking about earlier. It's a forbidden technology, but that quote, I know someone who used to be fairly regular in my streams, but he was a coworker of mine. He's from Puerto Rico, and he would sometimes say crazy things, and then he would just blame Puerto Rico for it. And I said it to him that one time, and I think Zen saved that as a quote. He's super nerdy dude. And when I met him, I was just like, oh, it's just like, someone, how people from Puerto Rico act. And you realize when you like get to know the person, like, oh, they're just super nerdy. So this whole take part is cold. I don't know. Yeah, no, 5th wasn't balanced. Yeah, absolutely not. Tyranids are just bad. That was the problem. But yeah, Dark Eldar had their loreful things they had, and ended up just completely countering Tyranids. Because Dark Eldar weren't like an overpowered army or even like a great army power wise, but that specific interaction was really bad. I don't even remember where that quote's from. Yeah, 5th was way before tournament push, yeah. People would still be on internet forums, arguing about what army's stronger and how the game's imbalanced and blah, 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 blah. But GW didn't care. Yeah, it was like 8th and 9th edition was when they started doing serious, like, competitive play. Probably 9th edition. 8th edition was really bad in some things, but 9th is when things really got smoothed out and they did regular balance updates and stuff. Yeah, exactly, Chipper. Yeah. The game was still that way. You think like unbalanced or just like fun? Interesting. I loved putting my Dark Eldar on the table. The 5th edition Dark Eldar. They felt so good to play. Just in a sense of like the interesting rules and everything going on. Just a ton of fun. More freedom to do fun stuff instead of change the meta now. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think catering to the competitive crowd
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your home.
allows them to like the FOMO. It basically allows them to sell all the FOMO boxes and gets that going. Zarduk Zarkill, welcome in. How are you doing? Thank you for the follow. I mean, the table would be the most mismatched. What's this Crayola alliance? Yeah, yeah. Fine. You know, you don't have to play the game. You know, that's. How are you doing, Zarduk? What are you into? That's a very word bearers sounding name if I heard one. Is that word bearers guy? Sounds all sorts of colors, yeah. Paintings Unpaint says minis like that and bothers me, but it's his thing. So he's gonna be playing Mandalorians and Star Wars Legion. One of the things about Mandalorians, the faction that he's wanting to paint up and play, is that they all have their own colors. So it works for him. It's a fantasy name for your dwarf character. Okay, nice, nice. Is that for a D&D? D&D dwarf character. It is a very, like, Tolkien-esque sounding dwarf name. Yeah, Mandos are cool. Nice. That wash. To put some more wash down. Someday have a couple Necrons that are purely Egyptian vibe. I play the Middle Earth strategy battle game. And my one like actual fully fleshed out army I own is Kingdom of Khazad-dûm. So it's dwarves, but it's dwarves at like their height at Khazad-dûm, like right before they found the Balrogs. So they're all like stupid wealthy and really powerful. It's cool. Their king is Durin the Seventh. He's the king that he's the last king of Khazad-dûm. Flavorfuls dies, sort of. I don't know if it was a reel or like a YouTube short or something, but it was a dad, he's like, you know, here's my 4-year-old daughter naming all the characters in Lord of the Rings. And, you know, it shows the image of the character come up and she's like, you know, Legolas, Gimli, Frodo, Sam, and then there's mom's boyfriend who is Aragorn. And it gets to Denethor and she says, ew. I thought that was great. Or poor John Noble. Ice Dancer, dancing like the characters. Yeah, yeah. I knew it. You can see that coming from a mile away, too, when you're like, yeah, Boromir's going to be dead on the ground. Like, that's going to be his dance. And, you know, sure enough. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, that's great. Perfect. Just roll her eyes. Apparently, she doesn't hate Boromir as much as you do. This man, everybody, Crucial Blue, has a figure of Boromir on his desk that is on the ground, and instead of arrows sticking out of him, it's what? Markers? Pens? Pencils? What do you got stabbed into poor Boromir? Twisted individual. Right now it's pins. Of Grudge, every page is filled with Boromir. Yeah, he's got Boromir's name written in blood in every page. His book of grudges. Man just loved his country and wanted to help. Loved his people. Yeah, Blue, it's anytime I see like a Lord of the Rings reel, I know they're going to make fun of Boromir. And so I have to send it to you. That's all it is. Oh, that walk song? Yeah, that's so good. You may have sent that one to me, but I still, that still pops up in places occasionally, and it's good. Animation of Tolkien explaining Lord of the Rings to some, I don't know, publishers or whatever. They'll walk if I tell them to, yeah. Exactly. I did send that to you, yeah. Not like I don't have a Boromir of my own with pins sticking out of him on my desk. uh, finish up this black wash here. And we might call it for the day, but I got a few minutes. Still got a few. Got plans. I got plans for next week. We'll see. We'll see if plans work out. Painting Dad Delusions of Grandeur once again. Did that thing put pins in it? Yeah. She had a crush on him when the movie came out? Oh no. Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah, you just wouldn't be able to. Yeah, my wife and son loved this thing when I showed it to them. They thought it was hilarious. Now I feel like I need to watch Lord of the Rings. Well, what other quotes are there? What other quotes do I have here saved up on my stream? I don't know how many there are. I don't remember them. Oh, there's a cooldown. The wholesome weirdness. Yeah, TPD staple. Okay, there we go. Yeah. This is like a weird, embarrassing history of my public self. Hands and gun. It's a comedic time capsule people forgot to open. Yeah, someone asked about quotes. Hold on. America in broken treaties with Native Americans like peanut butter and jelly. Yep, that sounds like something I'd say. Someone asked about quotes or something, like if I had quotes, because I said something earlier and I remembered. I was like, yeah, it's the ancient and forgotten technology, heretical technology of the quote command. Painting some firstborn. What's up, Slate? How you doing? The mutants here. We're just finishing up some washes, and then I'm going to call it for the day. Getting close to that time. Dang, bird is gold. I can't remember what that reference is. I don't remember. It may have been when I painted Fulgrim or something. Yeah, it gave us a... Yeah. The randomize is apparently pretty bad. This is a Star Wars. What is that? All right. I think we got these washes on. I think we're good. 3 of these guys. I'm very happy with what I got. Easy stuff from here on out on these minis. Just highlights. I do have to put I'll put a shoulder color on them here, but what's your add command? I don't remember. because I was never the one to add him. It was always Zen. When I said something embarrassing, he would add him in. Pleased when they announced these guys a few years back. The trailer made them look like space spelunkers, but they turned out being more Sontarans from Doctor Who. I'm not familiar with Doctor Who, but yeah. Once a trash man, always a trash man. That one sounds like a kind of like a slur. I don't know what that's from, but that's a bad one. See yellow fingerprints all over the minis just because I'm an idiot. Oh, that's great. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the Votann aesthetic either, Slave. It's yeah, I like the idea of like miners and spelunkers, but that's also very dwarven, and apparently GW just wanted to copyright everything about the Votann. But I think the Necromundan Votann look amazing. Those are great looking Votann minis. The proper 40k ones don't quite have that same like cool feel to them. But yeah, guys, I am going to call it there today. Very plain. Yeah, they're getting some more interesting things. I do have this guy to paint. He's on the list, the new Barrack, whatever his name is, Stormbrow or whatever. So he's on the list to paint next week. And we got some other stuff. So yeah, the Necromundan squats are great. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys keeping me company and chilling with me. I will be back Sunday evening streaming, and we'll probably be painting something for me, so not Votann. And yeah, otherwise, yeah, have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and I'll see you all Sunday night. And yes, I quoted the same one. America and treaties with Native Americans, like peanut butter and jelly. Take that with you this weekend, everybody. Bye, you guys.